Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Fourth and Forever, a Roundtable sports production, real coverage from real fans. Richie, I got to tell you what, man, this Miami Dolphins organization, we give them a lot of shit, but damn, do they give us something to talk about during the damn drolls of the offseason. And past 24 hours, Chris Greer woke up and said, man, my offseason starts now. After sitting on my hands for 3 or 4 months, doing absolutely nothing, boom, I'm trading Jalen Ramsey. Boom, I'm trading Jonnu Smith. Oh, by the way, I'm bringing back Minkah Fitzpatrick. Oh, by the way, I am getting top of the rap game Darren Waller to come out of retirement, all right, and be the new tight end for them damn Miami Dolphins. Damn, we got a little bit to talk about today, Richie. Not going to lie.
Listen, man, we do got a lot to talk about. And unfortunately, TD Finstock will not be joining today's edition. You know, he's got something going on with his family. You know, he couldn't make it today. He's all good. No worries. But I'm sad because I want to hear TD's thoughts about this. So Dolphins fans, let us know your thoughts about the breaking news regarding Mr. Darren Waller himself. We're going to talk about it right here on Fourth and Forever of Darren Waller being acquired by the Miami Dolphins. Wow, we got a lot to break down, folks. We got a lot to break down. Let's get into it, man. Welcome to Fourth and Forever, folks. We appreciate everybody tuning in to Roundtable Sports. I got to say this, Dan. Yesterday's show was record-breaking. We had over 3,000 views after the fact.
Damn.
And it was... And I think the NFL news, specifically within the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins, is bringing some traction to the show. But TD's running because he's scared because Darren Waller? Really? That's who you go after? Oh, I got a lot to say about that.
Oh my God. I got to tell you, man, I am now curious to see how many new members of the Roundtable sports community were gained yesterday for Fourth and Forever. I'm kind of interested. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a little bit of the analytics from last week, reacting to the NFL.
Check your phone too, brother.
Check your phone, dude.
Text messages, dude.
Dude, we added an extra plus 19 to the family.
Yeah, right? 19 of you guys are new. Let's do it. Well, welcome to Fourth and Forever, folks. We're live weekdays, all right, talking all things NFL. If you're new to this show, I'm Richie Malora. He's Dan Mitchell. We got a lot of exciting things. Tony Dow is our third host, all right? We're excited about it. Let's get into it, man, because the breaking news that went down between the Miami Dolphins, I mean, I'm just going to have to start it off, man.
Go ahead.
Because that's who they go after? I mean, I'm sorry to be that guy. Like, I just feel like now I just sound like a hater. But Darren Waller is the definition of washed up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if they literally drag somebody out of retirement. That's the definition of it. But listen, that's a position that is a need. So you might as well get somebody. But Dan, I'm sorry. This just has all of the stepping stones towards abomination. That's all I'm going to say.
See, I got to tell you what. It makes all the sense in the world because the reason why he retired in the first place was because he lost all passion for the sport. And now he is going to an organization that is littered with players that feel the exact same way. I'm just curious to see what was going through his head where he thought it would be a good idea, number one, to come out of retirement. But then again, why the Miami Dolphins? Why do you think Waller, of all organizations that came calling, he said yes to this team? Like going from the Giants and going to the Miami Dolphins is pretty similar. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's desperation. He was in retirement. He's just looking for a piece of funding to go towards his music career.
Yeah.
But listen, you talk about a player that was fantastic for the Raiders, went to the Giants, was just nothing but washed with the hamstring injury that lingered him. I mean, he's looked at as one of the craziest stories to happen with the Giants in a while. And and I hate to keep saying this, but the Miami Dolphins are operating like the New York Jets has been the last 5 to 7 years, going after washed up players to try to plug up gigantic holes with older players that are just not good. I don't know. Not a solution, but they're in a weird spot. They have their own story to tell. They're obviously not the New York Jets. They're the Miami Dolphins, and they've been better than the New York Jets for years and years and years. That's not my point. I'm not saying the Jets are superior to the Miami Dolphins, so don't get in your feelings, Dolphins fans, when I say that. All I'm saying is it just feels like there's a pending doom, and Darren Waller's not solving your issues, but they're desperate, man, and you got to go into the retirement home for desperate measures, I guess.
It's definitely interesting because I feel like it's been a mixed bag of reactions from Dolphins fans, at least from what I have seen on X. But I think you and I are on the same page that this is a downgrade from Jonnu Smith, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Like a massive downgrade.
Beyond massive. I mean, you talk about Jonnu Smith broke out. He's a Pro Bowler. You hear what Raheem Mostert said, right? I mean, like, every time a player breaks out in Miami, they get treated like crap. And it's like, if you're a Miami Dolphin player right now and you're like, wait, so if I have a Pro Bowl season this year, I'm not going to be taken care of here. That's the sentiment within the Miami Dolphins organization. That's their culture that they're setting like up. So that's how I look at it. And it just feels like the Miami Dolphins are in a stage right now of trading Jalen Ramsey, trading away Jonnu Smith. They bring in Minkah Fitzpatrick and bring in Darren Waller. Like, if you look at it from a optimistic lens, the system of Mike McDaniel, I think, was a big reason why Jonnu Smith broke out. Maybe Darren Waller will thrive in that type of system. I mean, if there's one thing about the Dolphins you will know is they have a good offense. That's their identity. That's what's going to make or break them. I don't think Waller's going to be trash, but he's not going to be the guy that he was in his prime with the Raiders. That's for sure.
No, not at all. And in case any of you were wondering why he decided to retire and why he decided that it was time to hang up the cleats after the 2023 season, we have this bad boy right here for you guys to take a look. Pull this up. His actual thoughts as into why he did it.
I don't know if I've shared this with anybody, but I knew I was retiring when we played in Buffalo. The Giants, we were playing a game where it was really controversial because one of the guys held me at the end. They didn't call it. It was in the first quarter of the game. We were running like this counter lead running play, and I'm kind of like leading through the hole like I'm a fullback, and the play is working. But I sit down on the sideline after like a drive where we ran like 3 times, and I'm like, what the am I doing with my life? I'm out here playing fullback. I don't even want to do this anymore. And I'm just like looking at the moon. It's like early first quarter, second quarter. Nobody else would really even know that I'm thinking this, but I'm on the sideline like, yep, I'm going to finish this year with the best of my ability, but I'm definitely done playing after this year. And that was the only time I played.
And that's why he's a Miami Dolphin, folks, because he's not going to be asked to block. He's not.
He's not going to be asked to play fullback over in that organization until Mike McDaniel is absolutely desperate and he feels like his seat's getting hotter by the second midway through the season. He's like, hey,
bad, bro, like, you're asked to block, and the you know what the key part about that, which is even more alarming from a culture standpoint, the play was working.
It was.
The team was succeeding when they ran that play, but he himself was not happy because he was running fullback. That is the definition of a non-team player. Like, that's like when Elijah Moore demanded to be traded from the Jets when the Jets had their best start in ever. Remember when the Jets were like 5-2?
Yeah.
Under Saleh 2 years ago, that start they had. Elijah Moore is like, I want out. And we're like, we're finally having success. Why are you? So, like, I don't know. And that just shows you right there. Elijah Moore, in that moment, he could have changed, was a me player, didn't care about team success. Darren Waller, running fullback, plays working, but he's like, what am I doing with my life? I'm looking at the moon instead of, I don't know, man. We'll see. Maybe the Dolphins can spark something, but it's crazy, Dan, because I sound like such a Dolphins hater, but it's just like how I really objectively feel about them. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, man, I feel like something bad's about to happen for them.
That was so easy to hate. It's so easy to hate on the Miami Dolphins, but surprisingly enough, I feel like there's more Dolphins fans out there that agree with you and I.
Yeah, like, what is
that see the red flags all across? Like, look,
I would love for a Dolphins fan to convince me and you, like, what there is to like.
I know
what to be optimistic about. Okay, you
like
got
based off of,
I mean,
yeah, exactly. Like based off of blind hopium, right, and just pure homerism. That's all I've heard. Glenn, our good friend who calls into the show quite regularly, he called into my show earlier. What's up, Glenn? Love you, man. but I got to call you out for this one because this one was absolutely insane. He came on to my show, Richie, and he said, why did the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl? I'm like, well, it had to do with interior pressure. And he goes, well, that's exactly what Miami's doing, focusing only on the defensive line. I said, yeah, Glenn, but the Philadelphia Eagles didn't have Storm Duck as their CB1 either. All right?
And what's on the other side of the line of the interior of the defensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles? Domination on the offensive line. You can't win on one side of the ball.
Glenn, we love you over here, man. We love you. But Richie, I got to tell you, because you and I have been battling back and forth about like how these shows can start to evolve. And recently, based off of my inspiration from known Jets content creator Jake Asman, he treats his shows like radio shows where he has callers backstage all the damn time. And he just brings them in at his leisure based off of how the show is going. I think that's what Fourth and Forever should eventually become. And I think that's what the AFC East Roundtable should eventually become as well. I'm not sure about your thoughts there.
I do that on Jets Media all the time. I mean, I've structured my shows that way all the time, having call-ins.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, like planning it out, like having random ass segments here and there. And I'm sure a lot of people would be happy because several were upset about how we were going with our Patreon for call-ins. We're getting very close to that Patreon, and it's not finalized, but we're thinking that Patreon is more so going to be exclusive content for payment, right? Call-ins are more likely just going to be, it's open to everybody and say that we get to you. Hopefully we do, hopefully we don't, but stay tuned with that.
Yeah, man, we're going to be doing some fun things. We got a lot of fun things working behind the scenes here at Roundtable Sports, some adjustments to the shows that you know and love dearly, AFC East Roundtable, Fourth and Forever, and all the future shows, man. We're really, really fired up. We are.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got to brag a little bit. And so I got to brag a little bit because the dominating QB of college football, Arch Manning, right? Like he was at his uncle's passing academy. Oh, Richie's smiling because he knows exactly where this is going. He was asked, hey, Arch, you know what? Like you obviously have some very talented uncles that played the quarterback position, but who are the two players in the NFL right now that you have been studying intensely and you would like to be that type of quarterback eventually? He said Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Damn, man. Listen, that absolutely warms my heart. Now, I don't want to get too deep into college football discussion because as many of you know, we are launching a college football show hosted by yours truly here in just about a month. But I got to tell you, Richie, I love hearing that, man. As a Bills fan, I have never been in a situation where we had a quarterback that not only is getting commercials, all right, but getting like married to superstars and now collegiate QBs, one of which with a famous name like Manning is starting to compare and hope that he could be a QB just like that, man. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's definitely a good feeling if you're a Bills fan. Josh Allen has become an upper echelon quarterback, and the young kids like Arch Manning aspires to be a version of him. He's an MVP quarterback. So I think if he can become a hybrid of Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, he's going to be ridiculous because that's a good combination to be. Those are two of the top quarterbacks.
Man. Dude, he's a dog, man.
I know Joe Burrow is.
And so I was talking about Arch Manning. But yes, Burrow is indeed a dog.
Because he also mentioned Joe Burrow there, not just Josh Allen. Joe Burrow is a dog, and he's one of the better quarterbacks. I think Joe Burrow is going to win MVP this year. I've been starting to feel that come. I just feel that momentum where all he needs is just, I don't know. I just feel that coming. But Arch Manning, I'm excited to see what he's going to do because this is the most hyped up college quarterback I think ever in my life heading into a college football season.
Have Young Buck coming in and saying, I'm pumped for Roundtable Sports College Football. You should
go follow us.
You should be, my friend. Right now we have a TikTok.
To the channel.
So we have a TikTok that recently just got launched. The YouTube channel. Oh, shit. Richie, do me a favor and pin the college football show at the top of this chat so we can start funneling these fools in here. All right, we're doing
well, you should also be, Dan, I have the X account made. You should be posting on there too.
Have the X account as well. Yeah, dude, listen, man, so many different opportunities. And Richie, like, why I've really been diving into it is because, say, the Justin Fields experiment does not work out for you, man. Like, I actually have some QBs that I think you'll be excited about going into the 2026
my
season.
mind is not there, Dan.
It's not there, but I do know that quite a few of you are probably going to be starting your mock drafts by week 5, week 6. So tune in and we will keep you up to date on how all of these things are working. Go on ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel, baby. I would love to be to 1,000 right before we end up even starting the season. Drew Aller, Last Second Sports. Jesse, I'm not sure if you're a college ball guy, my friend, but me and J-Tuck are looking for a third host. So let me know. Let me know, Jay. Let me know, Jesse. That would be interesting. Talk a little college ball. I'm a big fan of Lenoris Sellers, South Carolina. Watch out for him. He's going to have a better season than Arch Manning. Hot take. First team all SEC. I know people are upset about that, but damn, like, that kid's actually proven it. Like, I'm hearing so much about Arch Manning and DJ Lagway, although that I'm a big fan of DJ Lagway, but DJ and Arch Manning are nothing but hype and speculation based off of a small sample size. Lenoris Sellers, my friends, all right, he's the dude that's already proved it. And Richie, that's the Jets QB1 in 2026. I promise you that. Lenoris Sellers.
Oh, no. I
There
don't want
he
it.
is.
If it happens, it happens.
There he is. Dan, let him know. Cox by 90. The Cox by 90, man. Damn, brother. Arch and DJ are going in the 2026 draft. Look at that. So a Lenoris Sellers, Drew Aller, and then John Mateer out of Oklahoma are some of those dudes that I'd be looking at. I don't know.
So who's like the biggest stars outside of those, like the faces of college football this year?
Faces of college football?
Like if you wanted four athletes on the college football branding, like the banner, who would you want it? Who would you want those 4 players to be? Arch Manning, of course.
So I think Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver out of Ohio State, is the easiest answer. Like, he's like a Heisman favorite stud, right? Have Ryan Williams, who was 17 last year from Bama. He's probably going to be a face of the league, like how you look at it. Some defensive players. You have Caleb Downs. You have TJ Parker from Clemson as well. He's a solid edge rusher.
And the quarterback's Arch Manning. And who would you say is the next biggest face next to Arch Manning?
Well, so the best in the game is probably Cade Klubnik from Clemson. He's probably like the most NFL ready quarterback. And so that's going into it. That or Garrett Nussmeier as well from LSU. So it's going to be a good season, man. It's going to be a good season. I'm sorry for all the Big Ten fans out there, but it's SEC or die, baby. That's what it's SEC or nothing. But hey, listen, this show is about the NFL. If, for example, you are dying to hear more college football action, go subscribe to the Roundtable CFB channel. Show should be launching, first week of August. We're super excited to get that cooking. Richie, I'm sorry, but I have a bone to pick with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Of course you do.
And I kind of want to hear your thoughts on this. And do your best to remain as objective as humanly possible. Dude, I am regularly seeing power rankings in the NFL where that team is featured in the top 10. And I would like to remind everybody that the Cincinnati Bengals were certainly busy this offseason. They spent close to $270 million, right? Spoiler alert, though. It was on the exact same team from 2024. They spent $270 million this offseason to have the same team. That was one of the most piss-poor defensive productions I've ever seen in my entire life. And bringing back an offense, while they still have Trey Hendrickson pissed off on the sideline, I'm pretty sure that our good friend of the show, Shamar Stewart, is yet to have his deal. All right, but for some reason, the Cincinnati Bengals, I have no idea, are still regularly listed in the top 10. I don't get it. Richie, thoughts?
I think the biggest thing and the biggest reason for it, which I happen to agree with, is as bad as their defense was, their offense was on another level. Like their offense isn't just good. It's great. Insane upside to the point where if the defense can just be okay, they're a top 10 team. Their defense does not need to be top 10 because of how prolific their offense is with Joe Burrow. And that's why the Bengals double down, securing Jamar Chase, securing T. Higgins, securing Joe Burrow, securing what makes the offense fantastic. So, like, I'd still see the upside with them. I understand their defense was piss poor last year. They got a brand new coach. Coaching matters. And if this defensive coordinator can get the most out of the players on the roster, like, they're going to be better than we think. So, I don't know. I think the Bengals have a good season this year. I really do believe that. I really, really do. And I just feel like their offense is good enough to carry the load on their defense.
So it's kind of funny because Jesse actually comes in here with a very hot take, and a hot take that I feel like we should all discuss here. All right. He's been saying this for a while, and he says if the Bengals miss the playoffs, Burrow will request a trade. That's a hot take, but is it completely out of the realm of possibility, my friend?
No, dude, after the money they invested around him, I feel like they're all in with Joe Burrow. I can see, the Bengals missing the playoffs like they just did, but I don't see Burrow requesting a trade.
You don't see Burrow requesting a trade. I've seen crazier things happen. Especially since
that would shock me.
Like, but so you would hope that a lot of these professional athletes don't buy into the superstitions that, oh my God, look at what they did to Carson Palmer. Oh my God, look at what they did to Andy Dalton. Like, what if that crosses his mind next year? Like, say that he goes. The only way that happens
is if he does the same thing as last year. Historic season for him individually and the offensively, but they still missed the playoffs, and it's not his fault.
Yeah, like he goes out there, he throws for like 5,000, has like 40 touchdowns in the air, but is also top 3 in the most sacked QB, and his defense is letting up an average of like 35 per game. You're damn right I'd be going for greener pastures right there.
All right, let's load up the picks then, Jets fans.
For the New York Jets? Just go at dude.
That would be the biggest trade in NFL history if he ever became available.
Yeah, it's not out of the realm.
Yeah, but like there's so much more to that than Jamar Chase, than T. Higgins. Like I don't know. That would be, hey man, we're in a hypothetical world right now in the off season, so it doesn't really matter too much. But hey, man, the football is right around the corner. All of a sudden, training camp is going to be here, right? And that's really exciting. We posted a clip of our show yesterday of me saying the Miami Dolphins are an absolute mess right now. And somebody commented of my take. Well, if guys in parents' basements say it, it must be true. Well, Paul,
if guys in parents' basements say it, it must be true.
Well, Paul, little do you know, I built to where I am there, but I am no longer there.
He started his career in his parents'
and now I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment in a very nice area in New York.
Tell him, Richie.
All right.
Tell him, brother.
So, you know what? I'm not afraid to admit it. That's where this was built, but I'm out of there, baby. We're out here in a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment on Long Island, New York, and I'll let you go look up what that means.
Yeah. And listen, so for all of our Gen X audience, I love all of you. But as far as the corniest representatives, I'm not saying that it's y'all watching, but damn, like y'all have the most tired insults on the internet that are just recycled over and over again. So say, for example, that you have some Gen X friends that like to have their Twitter fingers going around. Tell them to be a little bit more like unique. All right. Like put some effort. Parents' basement, man. Damn, brother. The Gen X, man. It's the Gen X. Like, I feel like anytime I get like a hate comment,
it's just fun. It's just funny stuff.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's funny stuff. And obviously, they are not happy with your take on the Miami Dolphins. But
and that's expected.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's expected. You know, and listen, that's what this world is, and it's just fun to talk to you guys about this stuff and be in it. And I'll tell you right now, like, we would not be here where we are right now without just putting yourself out there and having a great time. Having a great time. That's what we're doing. Let's go.
Exactly.
So the Miami Dolphins are an absolute mess right now. Let's go back into that take. Now, all jokes aside, though, I wish TD was here because I do want to get his thoughts on the Miami Dolphins because we finally got a glimpse of what real TD Finns talk is like yesterday.
Okay.
Remember when he got really real with us?
He did. And I'm mad at myself, too, because I stopped my individual stream earlier this morning.
I wish he was still getting real.
Yeah, because he went live. So I feel like we can poll the audience and see exactly what TD had to say about this Darren Waller situation. His title does have 2 sirens and a fire emoji, so perhaps he's happy. Or maybe he's just being a quality YouTuber and he's trying to draw in those. It's still wild to me that fool does not do thumbnails. It's still absolutely wild to me, but you know what? I appreciate it. And he's really flipped a switch in my mind. I'm like, I should stop doing thumbnails for my live streams. It's pointless.
We haven't done it on this show in a minute.
Yeah, we haven't. Look at yesterday. We had 3,000 views during
breaking
the dead
news, man. That's what happens when you got breaking NFL news. People want to hear about our thoughts about it, and it's fun to react. I have a feeling that was the last big breaking news. Maybe, I don't know.
No, because
Could be some more news.
It sounds like the league has rallied together and they want to disrespect defensive ends because there's still a couple of defensive ends out there that are upset, or even players that have still not gotten a contract
and contract extensions for sure. But
yeah,
we shall see. Eric likes the thumbnails, so we're gonna bring the thumbnails back for you, Eric. But someone says in the chat, "Congrats on the flex, Richie, but your team is still in the basement." I think, you know what's funny, Dan?
What's that?
I think AFC East fans assume the Jets have been in the basement forever.
Yeah.
Do you know who was in the basement the last 2 years in the division?
It's been the New England Patriots.
Yeah, like why is that just like ignored? You know, people just, and I get it. The Patriots dominated an era, so it's hard to fathom that the Patriots are actually the most recent ones currently in the basement. All right? And the Jets will not be in the basement this year, okay? I promise you that. So the Jets are not in no basement.
So I'm going to tell you why, and it has nothing to do shooting over disrespect to, of course, Aaron Glenn, who is, by and large, a massive upgrade from your interim head coach last year. And let's just hope that there's no knee-jerk reactions from Woody Johnson, and he allows this guy to actually end up like building the culture that he wants to. But I got to tell you why everybody is so high on the Patriots and why I genuinely believe that it's justified. It's Vrabel, right? Like he has already proven that he could be a consistent head coach. He's quality defensively. I'm curious to see because his resume really isn't that deep when it comes into having really good quarterback play, but he gets the most out of mid quarterbacks. If that man, if Vrabel can go out there and fool the world into believing that Ryan Tannehill should be in MVP conversations, then you got to give the man credit. And I think Drake May is going to elevate this year due to Vrabel's overall coaching style. Can Josh McDaniel get it out of him? No. That's the question. Terrible head coach, quality offensive coordinator. But then again, he had Tom Brady. So how good was he really? Right?
Yeah, I mean, I just also look at the roster, and I think they're a year away from being anything. I think this is a year where I think people are jumping the gun. Saying double-digit wins, I'm not saying it's impossible. We've seen coaches go to teams and have success right away, but I just don't think that they have the talent to withstand an actual double-digit win season. I think in 2 years, that's a possibility. Another offseason. I don't know.
So you know what team I'm really confused about this year? I don't know what to expect from this team. Like this team, I'd probably have to crown it as the most vast ceiling and floor. I don't know where it's going to go. It's not going to finish in the middle. I'm sure you've seen videos being like, let's predict the ceiling, floor, and realistic expectation. That team is the Las Vegas Raiders for me, Richie. I don't know what this team is going to be about. I had someone call in earlier today and said their hot take of the season is that every AFC West team was going to make the playoffs. And I looked at them and I said, oh, so you're high on the Raiders. I got to tell you what.
We got a very consistent Raiders fan in the chat, by the way. Knock Andrew consistently watches us.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to Knock Andrew.
Dude, my guy is a Raiders guy, and I feel like we don't talk about the Raiders enough for my man. So here, dude, a dedicated segment for you. But I got to tell you, man, I am so confused to what this team is going to be in 2025.
Did you see that video of Gino that came out?
Yeah.
That's why I get paid the big bucks. What did he even do, by the way, that he was saying?
Let's figure that out and let's watch it with the chat.
Because I was wondering what he was doing. First of all, I will always have a soft spot for Gino. I'm rooting for him. I also love Pete Carroll. Like, you want to talk about coaching?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel this, Mike Vrabel that. Pete Carroll. And, like, that's where the eyes should be on a coach that can turn an organization around with not as much talent with the Raiders. Super Bowl winning coach, by the way, that Mike Vrabel is not. Never even been to a Super Bowl.
So, by the way, this is the clip of discussion right here, guys. I want to say that this was like a high school event. So was he chirping a high schooler?
Yeah, like, I don't know what
did a high schooler get under his skin? All right, anyway, let's just.
But, like, what did he do to warrant this? Coach a team to win? Like, he didn't throw a foot. Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
Love the
so maybe he was talking shit to some kid that was like, Gino, you're buns, bro. You're buns. Pete Carroll can save you. You're a one-hit wonder, fool. I don't know, but anyway, let's try.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. That's why I get paid the big bucks. You know what it is? That's why they bring the big bucks to me. That's why they pay me the big bucks, nigga. I do it. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
And they do pay him the big bucks.
They do pay him the big bucks.
They do.
Indeed.
I'm excited for the Raiders because you're 100% right. You have no idea what to expect, but look at their roster. Low key, not bad offensively.
Oh, they have Raheem Mostert on the squad, man. Disgruntled Miami Dolphins in the depth chart here. I didn't even know that.
Genty is going to be an absolute beast. Mostert's a great quality, running back by committee, next behind Genty, whatever he needs to get in the building. Their wide receivers are definitely a little question mark, but I like Jack Beck. I'm curious to see what he looks like. That's an underrated player that they drafted. Okay. I mean, Brock Bowers is basically their number one receiver. He's a legit option.
So Thornton Jr. has been really impressing in minicamp as well.
Yeah, I can see him.
6'6", like dude ran a 4.28 or something. So,
and you know what this is? And now I want you to look at that offense, Dan, go back to it from a different perspective, right? I want you to look at this depth chart and remember the Seattle Seahawks with Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson. They had Doug Baldwin.
That is actually a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, right. That's what I saw. Marshawn Lynch got the rock, and he was the monster. They had Doug Baldwin. Was Tyler Lockett on that team, or is he not there yet? They had quality receivers, but not elite receivers.
Young, because I don't think that wide receiver was their strength on that roster.
It wasn't.
The defense was the quarterback, and was Marshawn Lynch just being an absolute dog. I'm curious.
But the problem is the Raiders don't have the Legion of Boom. Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas III. They don't have that on the defense.
Legion of Boom roster. The 2014 Seattle Seahawks. I'm curious because I don't want to come off as a casual here.
I think Tyler Lockett was on that team as a young.
I'm trying to figure out. And these ads are killing me, man.
Yeah, what is this website?
I know. What asshole puts ads on their content? Haha. Anyway.
Percy Harvin.
Yeah, dude. Like, who are these dudes? Who are these fools, man?
Doug Baldwin.
Percy Harvin is the only name. Had Ricardo Lockett, okay? Ricardo Lockett. Whoa.
Ricardo.
Yeah, dude, like Harvin was the only one, and Harvin was a dog back in his prime.
Jermaine Kearse.
But listen, like we're talking about the Legion of Boom. I'm not a big fan of their secondary, right?
Yeah, they don't have that.
You have Darian Porter, a true rookie. Eric Stokes. If Darnay Holmes. This is funny because who has a more pedestrian secondary, the Miami Dolphins or the Las Vegas Raiders? I think that's a hot topic of debate this year. Would you rather take Eric Stokes or Storm Duck? Chat.
Eric Stokes. He's a dog.
Eric Stokes. No, excuse me. Storm Duck or Mr. Richardson. Decamarian Richardson. Decamarian Richardson or Storm Duck, ladies and gents. Choose your fighter.
Yeah, the Raiders are a very interesting team, man. Very interesting team.
Solid pass rush, though. Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jermaine
as long
Pratt
as Wilkins can stay healthy, like he'll be all right. And Jermaine Pratt, like going into it. So,
former Jet.
Oh, man.
All right, let's go over one more depth chart. I want to see your reaction to the Jets depth chart.
Oh, man.
I got to see it, man. I don't think you've ever looked at it.
Paper Tigers, man. The Paper Tigers.
I'm just curious, man. When you look at the Jets roster, where you see holes, players you don't like. I'm just curious. Third, by the way, wait. Scroll up to the top. What does that say? Third in AFC East, not fourth. No basement.
Oh, you're automatically third in the AFC East.
Yeah, from last year. So I'm saying we're in no basement. Back-to-back years in no basement.
Yeah, no, not exactly. You were just on the first floor. You know what I mean? You're on the laundry room floor. You know, not quite the basement.
We got her on the patio.
It's there. All right. So Fields, you have Tyrod Taylor, and I love Tyrod Taylor.
Best backup in the game.
He's a great backup, man. He really is. Breece Hall, Braylon Allen. Love the running back room. I do. Love it.
Don't sleep on Isaiah Davis entering year 2.
Garrett Wilson. You have Josh Reynolds. You have Alan Lazard. I'm surprised he's still on this team.
But he took a pay cut to stay with us, which was shocking.
He took a pay cut to stay on, but a quality wide receiver number 1. Mason Taylor. We'll see if he transitions pretty well. And, I mean, dude, look. Y'all got a damn beast offensive line. Have a really good offensive line, namesake players. I think my question now becomes, what's your depth look like?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Myers, their backup center, he was the center for Justin Fields in Ohio State. And people are saying that there's a competition even, that Josh Myers is good enough to start. He started with the Packers under Aaron Rodgers. We got solid depth. Okafor is the guy that retired with the Pats last year. He was a starter before he retired. Now he's back. Carter Warren, Mitchell, 2, mid-round picks. Depth is not bad, man. And the thing about the offensive line, Dan, is 3 of our starters are first-round picks. And then the other one's a second-round pick with Joe Tippmann. And then Simpson was a fantastic free agency signing. But it's all going to be about them playing in unison. It doesn't really matter how they look on paper. Can they communicate? What makes the Bills' offensive line so good is they play as one. They play together. They communicate. They pass off stunts to each other. And they're going to have to figure that out as the season goes on.
Oh, man.
But go back to the offense. And I made a whole video, Dan, about the key to the Jets' success this season. And it's very simple. It's one element of the game of football that the Jets need to master if they want to have any success. And I think they have the pieces in place on paper to pull it off. And that's just the running game. And that's because of not just the offensive line and Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, but Justin Fields' ability to run the football opens up everything. If we could be a dominant force running the football with Breece, Braylon, and Fields, that could be our identity and win games that way. But the question is, will they be able to do it or not?
Will they be able to do it or not?
Think of Breece Hall as Jahmyr Gibbs and Braylon Allen as David Montgomery. But that's our version. Obviously, I'm not comparing Breece to Jahmyr Gibbs, but that's the hope.
And so it's the you too, man. You got Quinnen Williams. You have Sauce, Brandon Stevens, who I can almost assure you.
Well,
So
luckily we drafted Azaria Thomas.
So I can tell you that if you have a storyline of who is winning CB2, Brandon Stevens or Azaria Thomas, just pack it up. All right, my friend. It's got to be Azaria Thomas. Stevens is a liability. Stevens is an absolute liability. And if Stevens somehow wins that job, then you could just chalk it up as Azaria Thomas is a bust. We have Eric has come in with a question.
We also
do you think Fields...
Go on.
And do you think Fields will get 10-plus rushes per game with a few quarterback-designed runs?
Yeah, I think this offense is being literally designed for Justin Fields' strengths. And what's Justin Fields' strength? Running. So you best believe they're going to have design running opportunities for him, and he's going to scramble when there's a pass play. So I can see like 7 to 10 rushes per game. And if he stays healthy, he's going to get over 1,000 yards on the ground again.
Some design runs, baby. Let's lock in on this one. And then Dose of Vlogs has come in. He has like 6 channels, bro. Dose Be Gaming. He has Dose of Vlogs. Dose Be Living. It's a lifestyle vlog content. I'm just kidding.
Volgs.
I would tune into that, though. I would. And by the way, Dose, I did try calling you. I missed your call. I was asking if you wanted to hop on here and chop it up with Richie and I
fill it in for TD.
And
but yeah, Kenny Ngagwe, who is referring to the Jets kick and punt returner, hoping for another breakout season for him, Troy. JD the Great comes in with a super chat, $5. Great show today, fellas. Love all the Dolphins. Hate. See you in September. Fins up no matter what. We'll see JD the Great in Buffalo.
We will see JD the Great in Buffalo, man. I am looking forward to finally meeting him in person. I did not have an opportunity of doing it last year while we were in Miami. But, dude, you know what? By the way, so I have learned that not only is it Miami Dolphins fans that don't go up to their own games, but exact same thing for the University of Miami games as well.
They don't go?
They
are fair weather fans, huh?
So they just don't go. Well, like last year, so that team had Cam Ward. He was an absolute dog at the end of the day, right? Like, you want to go see him. So I'll tell you what, man. Listen, the city of Miami, it's tough to justify another event in Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
It's tough to justify another one.
Fin's Rule says, did Richie learn his lesson about buying Jets quarterback jerseys? The answer is yes. I did not purchase a Zach Wilson. I learned my lesson after Sam Darnold, and you guys may be shocked by this. I never owned a Zach Wilson jersey, and I will not own a Justin Fields jersey until he proves it. So, yeah. All the Jets jerseys I have are players that I think are going to be here long-term. Jamian Sherwood signed long-term. I got his jersey. I got a Garrett Wilson jersey. I got a Sauce jersey. Quincy Williams jersey, who's extended long-term with the Jets. I got a Brees jersey, which probably, I don't know, he probably doesn't have a long-term commitment here. But the answer is I did learn my lesson because I had 3 Sam Darnold jerseys. That's what I learned. Did not own one Zach Wilson jersey. When the Jets drafted Zach, I'm like, Zach, I ain't buying no jersey until you prove it. And he never proved it. And now the same thing goes for Justin Fields. I ain't buying no Justin Fields jersey until he proves it. So I did evolve. I learned, okay?
We learn.
But I did buy a Devontae Adams jersey.
He did buy Devontae Adams. Dude, you know what? It's a keepsake, and you know what? It's probably going to be worth a lot of money one day.
And
because no one's going to remember. Because no one's going to remember in 20 years that Devontae Adams
I
was
know, and that's why I bought it. I knew that there was no long-term commitment. And I'm like, this is going to be looked at as a joke, and I knew I'm going to get roasted if I wear it on a show. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get this so I can get roasted because I love getting roasted. It's fun.
So I did know a guy once that when news broke that Antonio Brown was getting traded over to the to the Buffalo Bills for like 10 minutes or like 30 minutes or something like that, right before he decided that he wasn't going. Somebody actually ordered a customized Antonio Brown Buffalo Bills jersey. I got to find this guy. All right. And I got to see if he still has it because that's funny. That would be a funny keepsake jersey.
Do you have a Josh Allen jersey?
I do not, actually.
Are you a jersey guy? How do you not have a Josh Allen jersey? I mean,
so I'll be honest with you, man. Like, so 9 times out of 10, like when it comes into my like sports apparel, big polo guy. So I
So
like
if
to
you're going
dress like a coach
for
on
example,
the sideline.
for the game,
Yeah.
for like the Buffalo event, you're not gonna have like a sick Josh Allen jersey on. I feel like you're in the. I feel like you should put some funds together, get like an elite Josh Allen jersey. You look like a dog in that.
So I'm more of like a coach's apparel type dude. You know what I mean? Because like,
Yeah, I got you.
and so inherently, I'm like, oh, dude, like maybe someone from the Bills coaching staff is
You know
actually
what's fresh?
listening to my suggestions. So I typically wear like, into the sick polos and stuff like that, like shit you'll see like a coach wear and stuff. Like that's typically what I do.
My style is different when it comes to sports apparel. I just got these Jets shorts that are sick.
Okay.
I like streetwear type of shit like this. These Jets shorts are fresh. Like for the summer, you know what I mean? I'll be wearing this to Jets training camp with a nice Jets t-shirt on. I would love to create shorts like this with our branding on it, but these are fresh. And I'll be rocking these to Buffalo. Just kidding. Or maybe I will. But yeah, man, you got to get at least a Josh Allen jersey, though. Come on. Got to at least get like
on Diggs jersey.
I am guilty. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I am guilty. I did purchase my brother-in-law Michael. You've met. He's a Bills fan. I got him a Josh Allen jersey for Christmas one year.
Nice.
I did.
There you go.
I mean, he's a Bills fan. He's my brother-in-law, but I'll buy him a Josh Allen jersey.
Hook him up. Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe I'll buy you one.
A Josh Allen jersey. Dude, you know what, man? Like, I'd probably just hang it up.
That's what I did.
Just have it in my background rather than like wearing it.
I have so many jerseys, bro.
Yeah. Well,
this is the best jersey I own, though. Right here.
Show me.
What
do
you think this is? It's a former Jet.
It's a former
timeless
Jet?
jersey.
Oh,
best Jet of my
Revis.
generation. Yeah.
Revis. Yeah, Revis. Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Come on, baby.
This jersey I can wear.
Don't test my Jets knowledge. All right.
Revis Island, baby.
Yeah. But all right, folks. That's gonna have to do it.
Whoa, we got a super chat.
When Jets training camp ticket available, Richie?
Great question. I'm wondering the same thing. I'm like refreshing, waiting for that news, Lascelles. I don't have any intel. I'm just waiting, just like you are, because some teams announced it, right? Some teams announced it. So appreciate the donation. Just remember that training camp tickets are free, and I will be there as many times as I can. And then, Dan, we got one last comment I think you would like. Want to read it?
Go ahead. RTS College Edition. I have no college football knowledge as far as teams. I always said there are too many teams and divisions to follow. Maybe Roundtable Sports will change my mind. I am a free agent fan. Go Bills. Bills Mafia J718. Well, my friend, I'm going to give you the crash course. It's going to be me, Jay Tuck, and the Ropstar Report as the hosts of the college football show on YouTube. All right, my buddy Clay, he's a Panthers YouTuber. He's very knowledgeable in college football. Him and Jay Tuck are going to be carrying, I'm not going to lie, but I am staying a lesson ahead of the class. All right, I am staying a lesson ahead of the class.
All right.
Some bare bones. It's the SEC is king. Just know that. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Fourth and Forever, your daily NFL news show, live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. EST. Guys, listen, go subscribe to our college football YouTube channel where the live shows will begin. In August, we are going to continuously promote this until we hit 1,000. Folks, Richie, where are we at right now? So we refresh. Go ahead.
17.
17. Don't worry. I am going to be plugging the shit out of this on my personal channels as well, and also on the AFC East Roundtable. Have no fear about that. But, yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Smash that like button. Richie, what do you got to say to these guys? Go ahead.
Love you guys as always. Appreciate the love and support. All of a sudden, we're going to blink. Training camp starts, and then that's when everything really begins. So a lot of exciting things coming. We'll love you guys as always, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Same time.